Greetings and salutations, my dear audience. This is Joe St. Egg Benedictus, just coming at you with a video pertaining to how I do my quiet times now, a little differently than how I did it previously. I read my Bible in my awesome 10-year plan, but now I'm going to reread my Bible, maybe for another 10 years. Maybe for another year, maybe for another 5 years, I don't know. But watched a similar video about this, quiet times and devotionals from a friend of the channel, Claiming Christianity. I was very encouraged by it. It made me want to claim to be the Christian I claim to be. So I appreciated that, and I wanted to get into this because I have been doing something new with my devotionals and quiet time, so I'll walk through it. But first, I want to give a shout out to my pal Mike, to all the visionaries and mystics out there. Thank you for joining me. First of all, this is familiar to you if you've been a fan of this channel. My Bible cover, nothing fancy. Previously, in my 10-year reading plan, I was reading the New Living Translation, New Spirit-Filled Life Bible. Read through that, and as soon as I finished that, about a month ago, or several weeks ago, I knew that I wanted to read Robert Alter's translation of the Hebrew Bible. Go through the Hebrew Bible first and then go to the New Testament with something else. But Robert Alter's Hebrew Bible, you'll catch a review of that, and knew I wanted to read that translation for my reading. So let me just show you the ins and outs of my Bible cover and how I do quiet times. First, not a very complex Bible cover. It's less than $20 from christianbook.com, or you could get it at your local bookstore. I'm sure it has a little thing. My wife has the pink version around here somewhere, so it's very popular. It comes with this one pocket where I keep a pen. I have here a Energel liquid gel ink pen by Pentel. These are new, and what's cool about these is it has a needle tip, and it writes really, really smoothly. But in this main pocket, I keep my regular journal. This is where I keep the journal for, my life notes, my things in life, musings, notes, thoughts, celebrations, times of woe, the usual. This particular one I got from the New American Mission Board. They gave out some packets, and so I picked it up for free. I have in here my Bible ruler, which has, I don't think you can see it there, but it has the books of the Bible, which I don't really need, but it's a cool ruler. We picked it up at the bookstore. I have these little things that sticky tabs that you can note certain areas, and then I have an index card just for random notes, and kept a little budget on there for a trip I took. All right, so that's very simple. It has the binding there. This is much like a moleskin, same size of a moleskin, and so if you buy a moleskin notebook, it'll fit right easily in this pocket. You kind of have to bring the material around, zip it up, and then leave enough room for your pen. All right, so that's just a regular journal. Okay, now on to the Bible, okay? So when we open this up, here is, I gotta do this nice and organized. Here is the copy of Robert Alter's Hebrew Bible. Let me see if I can get better lighting. I'm sorry. There we go. There we go. Okay. So Robert Alter's Hebrew Bible, translation with commentary. This is the Torah. There are 3 volumes in Robert Alter's Hebrew Bible. There is the Torah, let's see, let me see if I can get this right. The Nevi'im, which are the prophets, and the Ketuvim, which are the writings. I think I got that right. I'll have to ask my rabbi friend later. Anyhow, what I did with this book is I didn't put the front cover in my Bible cover for a very specific reason, which I'll show you in a minute. However, I did add a ribbon to this because there is no ribbon, so wanted to make sure I added a ribbon. Okay, sorry I can't show you the whole thing. It's just too big. Anyhow, so I started reading the the translation. And I must say, if you're looking for a literal wooden translation, this is probably the best you're going to get outside of, I don't know. It's the most literal translation I have ever read. And even when Robert Alter makes a decision or chooses words, he has these very complete notes on the bottom that help you understand how the language goes from Hebrew, a pictorial oral language, which if you catch my History of the Bible series, I'm making made a video called "What is a Translation?" I talk about how translators have to translate Hebrew and Greek into English and some of the complex decisions with that. And what he does is he includes notes on that. For instance, when God began to create heaven and earth was welter and waste. He uses welter and waste because of the similar sounds, but he says the Hebrew is tohu wabohu, which occurs only here and in two later biblical texts that are clearly alluding to this one. And he talks about the word pair being like a nonce term coined to rhyme with the first and to reinforce it. In effect, I've tried to approximate in English by alliteration. Tohu by itself means emptiness or futility, and in some contexts is associated with the trackless vacancy of the desert. So tohu, wabohu, welter, and waste. So again, another thing he's wooden with the translation you can see is Genesis 3:12, when God went to Adam and said, "Why did you eat?" This is how he translates 3:12 and 13. And the human said, "The woman whom you gave by me, she gave me from the tree, and I ate." It's very wooden, a little bit awkward to read. "The woman whom you gave by me, she gave me from the tree, and I ate." It's not a sentence that you would read liturgically, but it gets at the Hebrew and the rhythm of the Hebrew, but also the smushing together of God, Adam blaming God for giving Adam woman, and then Adam blaming the woman for giving him the fruit. And that wooden translation gets at it. And the idea, "and I ate," concluding it is repeated in verse 13 when God speaks to the woman, "The serpent beguiled me, and I ate," concluding, and almost as a way to conclude, and a way of concluding the sentence to heighten the sense of drama on the sin itself. So again, as I'm reading this translation, I'm really, really enjoying it. Just to wrap up the rest of the quiet time stuff. So I have my Bible, I have my ribbon, okay, that I added to his book. Over here I have a highlighter. It's a Zebra Bible highlighter. It has it's a Zebra. It's a Bible highlighter specifically. One end it has the tip on it, the fine tip. The other end is a beveled edge. Okay, I don't really use that too much. Kind of gets the paper a little wet. This right here I got from somewhere. I'm not sure if it was Michael's or Hobby Lobby, but it's Recollection's signature. This does bleed through. However, I use red whenever I get to passages of violence or justice pertaining to violence or nonviolence or ethics, just for my own sake. On this side, I have another pen thing, and I have my Micron .05. It's a purple, and that's what I do most of my underlining with, as you can see here. Now, I did pick up at my local bookstore this journal. It's a, I forgot what it's called, and I threw away the little tab, but it's called a soft cover. I'm not sure the brand. It probably says on the back. Anyway, it's a soft cover journal. It has, let me shut the light off here so you can see it. There we go. Soft cover journal. It has kind of a antique edging. You can't really see it in this light. Let me see if I can. There we go. Okay. Comes with a red ribbon, but it's really nice. It has this really neat spine. Let me see. Paper Blanks. That's the brand. Okay. And you can see lined paper with a little pocket here. Now, because it's hard to get, if you find a journal you like, and this is so thin, and I'm going to be writing a few sentences per chapter, I was afraid that if I were to go back and get another one, because most likely if I'm going through the Bible will require more of these, I just picked up like 4 of these. So I'll mark them. I'm not going to show you the page, but I'm going to mark them. The date on the first page, I'll mark my name. It'll say Bible study notes, my name, and it says, not the date, but the reference. It'll be like Genesis 1 through, and then whenever I get to the end, I'll fill it in, and then I'll put volume 1. So this will be volume 1. As you can see, I started writing, and I write on both sides because I do want to save and conserve paper. It's good paper. I write with my Pentel gel ink, Genesis 1:31. So this is kind of how I take notes as a part of my quiet time. So this is not for sermon prep. This is my devotional time, reading through the Bible for my own sake, for my own spiritual nourishment. Put the reference and part of the verse if I need to, and then I write my thoughts. Let me just give you an example here. Genesis 1:31, and look, it was very good. Robert Alter translates the King James Version, behold, as look, which I really enjoy because it invites me, the reader, to participate in this miracle of creation. Genesis 1 is not something to rush through. We have to look, take time. Consider the lilies of the field, the birds of the air. Look, and it was very good. NRSV uses indeed. NIV omits it altogether. Then I had a note here, Genesis 2:5, and then tonight's reading, which I just completed about 30 minutes ago, was on Genesis 4 and Genesis 5. So this, again, is just for my personal nourishment. My goal is, if I keep several volumes of these as I go through the Bible, if I am doing a sermon, I can always pull out a volume, go to the text, see if I wrote anything on it. Many of you know I use the New Oxford Annotated Bible, and I keep all my notes in there, but sometimes I want to write more, so I can always go to my New Oxford Annotated Bible for any notes I wrote, but then I can return to this 2 years down the road, see what I wrote, and it might help me in my sermon prep because I get so many thoughts as I read the Bible that I really need a way to write it down. So as you can see, it all is contained in this very cool Bible cover. And they sell a variety of Bible covers in the store. What I encourage you to do, though, is try to make your quiet time, your devotional time, as simple and easy as possible. I'm echoing Claiming Christianity, his channel. He says, keep it simple, stupid. I agree with him. So shout out to him, by the way. I'll leave a link to his channel below. But when you study God's Word, get into it. Dig deep. Get some nourishment from it and enjoy it. Peace.